Still trying to dial in Rumble streaming. Hello, everyone. My name is Cameron Cowan. Welcome to the Living Joke Podcast. I'm moving a little bit slowly today. It's been a long day. I've been on the phone a lot, and my stomach is very unhappy. I haven't even eaten today. This is the first moment I haven't felt terrible in between phone calls and whatnot, and yes. So, um, we have a great show for you today. First of all, before we start, I want to do a little bit of housekeeping. Social media and Substack. Find us at TLJ_joke on Instagram. And you really should follow the Instagram. One, you get clips of the show, but Will's works night and day to find the most deranged content on the internet because he doesn't use the regular internet. His browser does not say http://www. It's something else. It's in a different place, but it's hilarious, and if you're as chronically online as we are, you'll love it. Then for all of our stuff, links to streams, stream schedules, all this fun stuff, going over to our Substack, thelivingjoke.substack.com. And that's the keys to the kingdom for absolutely everything. And if you obviously want to keep up with the show, we're on every podcast, good podcast network where you want to listen to us, so you can take us with you, which is always a lot of fun. And like I said, all the links are on the on the Substack. Before I forget, because I always forget, as an intro before I bring in the guys, we're going to run our current ad we're piloting for the Fantastic Worlds anthology that's coming out on October 8th, as part of Something or Other Publishing. I keep always forgetting to run it. So this week I've solved the problem by putting it in the housekeeping segment, and we're just going to run it at the beginning while I'm sitting here thinking about it. So here we go. This is our little ad, and then we'll come back and talk to the guys. Oh, hello. Oh, we've lost Will. Oh, well.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Uber Eats came. We'll be right there. Oh God.
That's No, that's totally fine. I forgot. I have to go look. I forgot what this week's icebreaker is. It's a good one too. Oh yes. That we have a bit of Japanese news. Um, Prince, what's his name? Hisahito has recently completed his his coming of age ceremony in Japan. And of course, because it's Japanese, everything is super highly ritualized. So we're not going to watch this whole video. We're just going to watch a little clip, sort of thing. But here he is.
Marking his 19th birthday. It was the first time in 40 years a coming-of-age ceremony was held for a male imperial family member. The last one was for his father, Crown Prince Fumihito. The headpiece worn by a minor imperial family member was worn by his father 40 years ago.
Anyway, they go into all of it, the whole history of it, all this type of thing. But if you're into, I'm a bit of a royal watcher, and not just the British, but all around the world. So this stuff pops into my feed from time to time. So Hisahito is now officially a man. They changed his hat and clothes, everything. So
He got a cooler hat.
got a cooler hat, got clothes. The adult clothes are black instead of yellow. So so the hat looks like this. It's got a little, up thing and a hanging thing in the back. See, a little two hanging.
It's got
things.
back support.
Exactly, he's got back support. And then he also
looks like a little chair.
Yeah, and then he also at one point wears some black robes. But the cool thing is he also gets the order of the so there he is at the end. So it's
wow, what a polite-looking young gentleman.
Yeah, all these things are very interesting portmanteaus of traditional Japanese culture and the West, which I think is always interesting. How they've sort of fused the two together. But anyway, for the weeaboos among us, big news out of the Japanese royal family this week.
What were you guys doing when you were 19? What this kid would be doing now, what would you be doing at this time when you were 19?
Working at Mario's, I think. Yeah, washing dishes.
Yeah.
I was in a meth head's apartment. The girl that I lost my V card to was a meth head.
I remember her.
Oh yeah, I was in college. No meth heads or dishwashing, but I was in college and hanging out, and it was my first time at a public, not private, educational institution. So I was learning a lot and exposed to a lot of things I had absolutely no idea about. So I was probably as frightened in that moment as he would be going to Shibuya. All the frightening things you do see. So, yeah. So it's yeah. I'm not quite sure what else he gets up to, but there's some nice footage of him, going in the state limousine and all this type of thing. So
he probably got a bunch of free Robux for his birthday.
Right. Get that Steam store cash. So, anyway, I thought it was just something of interesting and of note, worth mentioning at the top of the show. Sort of mild interest. I'm sure there's some educational thing that he's got going for a few more years. So.
Imagine if our high school graduations were like that. You had to go pray at individual pagodas on the way to the graduation stage.
Yes, he has to go thank the old gods, as they have in the video. They show the little. Yes, that would be quite funny. Well, I mean, to some degree. I mean, I grew up religious, so my high school graduation did include prayer and was in a church actually. So
thank you, old gods. Thank you, old gods. Thank you.
Yes. And then the old gods having been thanked, I need to go change clothes in elaborate ceremony.
Yeah. And you have to, don't forget, you got to thank Great Leader also. Thank you, Great Leader.
Well, more like Emperor, his grandfather.
Thank you, Emperor.
Yeah, Yes. So they were. Yeah, there was
Oh wait, sorry. Yeah,
in
Japan.
yeah, he's in the ceremony when it takes place in front of the emperor and
Mm.
everything. So and the empress. So that yeah. So the chrysanthemum throne continues. So it's
Oh
That,
gosh.
that kid. He's dressed ready to catch the meanest beating of his life.
well, it is traditional morning attire. So um,
Ugh.
and he's
Oh,
got his
there's a
cool.
real coup d'etat happening. Let me show up with my two buddies and pretend I have a coup d'etat myself.
All right, yeah. It's
Easy.
no, I mean it would be fun given the cloistered life of Japanese royalty to be kind of like, yeah, let's go to one of those like, girlfriend escort bars and just get weird. I That would be entertaining. Like, you know,
Go to the
it's
hostess club.
yeah.
You'll pay a
And
lot of money for a girl that will never go home with you.
yeah.
I mean,
Well,
but you're the emperor's great grandson, so maybe.
yeah, it's kind of like, well, I'd be like, honey, I would stick around this dude. He's gonna run this whole shit one day. So if I get on this train now, like,
Could pay off in dividends.
yes, it's like you want to be concubine, you good concubine, talk to
Oh,
him, like,
oh, harem, harem, yes, harem.
oh, yeah, that No, but anyway, just a little small bit of news. Our first segment is equally as frivolous this week. It's about celebrities in space. As you might have heard, it has become fashionable for the well-heeled to take high orbit, well, not low orbit, high altitude space adventures. The one that got the most recent ire was Katy Perry went to space for like 11 minutes on Jeff Bezos's giant penis ship. Um, and that was very and people, and she was coming back talking about how crazy it was and life changing, and I think Gail King was just like, oh, why did I agree to do this, and all this sort of thing. And William Shatner from Star Trek fame has been up. He said it was the most profound thing he'd ever seen in his life. It kind of changed him, which is crazy because he's like 90. um but it totally changed his view of everything, and so it was interesting. But what do we think about this new fashionable thing among celebrities to take these flights into space?
Well, the reason I wanted to talk about this is because when this happened, the internet was going a little crazy. When they returned from there, I believe, let me see. I believe they were only up there for maybe a few hours, if that.
Yeah.
Uh, Experienced, weightlessness and got to see Earth and blah blah blah, and then came back down. But the internet was blowing up because on return, I believe it was Katy Perry, when she got off the ship, she kneeled down and kissed the Earth. And I wanted to just bounce our opinions off of each other because the reason everyone was freaking out is saying that
Oh, thank you.
I think a lot of people were saying that she's like, oh, dramatic isn't the right word. The insensitivity sort of compared to what also recently happened. We had two astronauts, Wilmore and Williams, were in space, and they launched on June 5th of 2024, which was intended to be an 8-day mission. And then, due to technical failures, I'll just give everyone a cap since I have the information here. On the way to the ISS, the Starliner experienced multiple helium leaks and failures in its propulsion system. Due to the safety concerns, NASA determined it was too risky for the astronauts to return on the Starliner, and the Starliner returned on September 7th, 2024. The astronauts spent several months living as part of the ISS crew and returned on March 18th through 2025. What was meant to be an 8-day mission turned into a 286-day mission for them in space. And when they returned, of course, if you're familiar or not, I'll share with everyone, when you're in space, even though they have things on the ships which you can exercise, it is very, very easy for your muscles to atrophy because you have microgravity. There's not the normal pressures of Earth on them. And so when they returned, if she wanted to kiss the ground, she couldn't have because they had to be taken off in wheelchairs because they could barely walk. So the big thing was, oh, is Katy Perry like being insensitive to them? Is she just being dramatic, etc., etc.? I've discussed this with my mother too, and ultimately my opinion is bad timing. I think if Katie had acted that way without these prior things happening so recently, people wouldn't have gotten so upset. But I wanted to talk about that and just see what your guys' opinions were.
Well, I'm not a huge fan of space travel as a general rule anyway. We have enough problems on the ground here in Earth. I'm not a big fan of the amount of money and resources that we spend on space travel. And quite frankly, between Bezos and Elon, they spend a lot of money, kind of unnecessarily, on this stuff when, again, we have other issues and problems. So I think it's all a giant vanity project, to be very honest with you. And honestly, a bit of an obscene demonstration of wealth, in my humble opinion.
I agree with that.
To be honest, I really don't understand what the problem is. Other than the kind of like ignorant stuff that she said about like, oh, like girl power, that type of thing, which is just cheesy. But that's her like thing now. She's not. She went full woke, nearly destroyed her career, and she's trying to salvage it by bringing a little bit of that old Katie back. But the whole kissing on the ground thing, she's doing a middle-aged white woman tourist thing. She's being dramatic for this is something everybody does. It's like people do it getting off of swing sets if they get scared. Like, she's just doing, it's a performative thing. She probably didn't even think about it for more than 2 seconds, which I wouldn't have either, but I wouldn't perform for something that simple. I feel like, yeah, she may be just being over dramatic. I think people just, I don't know, don't have anything fucking better to do but care about this and make it a problem on the internet. It's like literally wasn't nothing. It was a boom, done, over 2 seconds. She's done. Smile for the camera. She went on a glorified tourist attraction,
Yep.
like space. These whole the light gravity, hitting the edges of our of our gravity, so you float and whatever. I mean, that's been going on for decades. Like, I mean, people have been doing that for decades. It wasn't like anything new. I think it was just probably because, oh, it's a big deal because it's Jeff Bezos and blah 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 blah. But yeah, they went on a slightly more expensive, possibly closer to the atmosphere tourist attraction. I mean, it probably was. I don't know how much. How much were the tickets, Cam?
It wasn't something that they paid for. It was by invitation.
Oh,
it was
by invitation only.
Flight for Blue Origin.
Oh, okay.
That's Jeff Bezos' space company. Yeah, it was a demo flight.
Well, how much does one of those usually run? It's not too much. It's a few grand. I know that. To go for the little 15-minute jaunt.
Yeah, I've never heard a sales number. But Connor.
It says, I don't know about the flight, but like the total cost of the project and shit was estimated to be about $150,000.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's the deposit required to reserve a seat.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Definitely more expensive. It's the Bezos label. It's a publicity stunt. It's, whatever. But yeah, I really just don't. I mean, she's just doing corny white woman things. Like, I've go to any theme park.
Yeah.
You'll see 10 women in various attire of varying sizes, shapes, and colors, and smells, kissing the ground.
No, I'm not. I was never Katy Perry kissing. That's whatever. The internet, I think, was unfairly mean to her.
I think so too.
I kind of more look at it as this is all an excess demonstration of wealth, and if Bezos had
Yeah.
paid a few more taxes as the years had gone by, he wouldn't own a space company. I do think it's interesting that we're moving into a phase where high altitude travel and going to, you know, the very low end of space is accessible to more than NASA astronauts. That's pretty crazy. I mean, when they were flying the Mercury and Gemini missions in the 50s and early 60s, there was, you know, the people who'd done that you could fit in a boardroom. Now it's even beyond NASA astronauts. It's now all these other people, and now you can, you know, pay this money and off you go, sort of thing. That's, I mean, that is kind of interesting and cool, but I also, you know, again, not a huge fan of space travel or exploration in general. So
I think space
I'm
travel
one of
could be
those
fun.
people.
Space travel could be fun, but like it's there for how much it used to cost versus how much it costs today. It's got to be a stark contrast, and also it can't have changed all that much. Like you're just doing a quick like 15-minute, half-hour jaunt each time, basically, of when you're actually in the low gravity space.
Yeah,
You
I
don't
think
really.
yeah. I think
Otherwise,
the
it's just a
Zenith
regular
flight's
flight.
15 minutes. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think the Zenith of the flight's only 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So
hmm
it's yeah.
So I don't know.
Um,
I mean, yeah, gross display of wealth. Yeah. I mean, that could have gone to rebuild a whole uh, medium-sized high school.
mhm. Yeah. So,
But no, we
but
gotta jerk off in space.
here's the one thing I do know is we're gonna probably see a lot more of this in the coming years.
Oh,
This is
for
gonna be a
sure.
regular thing. Yeah. So.
Elon Musk is taking 8 Ram Ranch cowboys to go to Mars.
So,
but yeah, you know.
I was just gonna say, since we've all talked about this a little bit together in private, my final question on this topic is, like expenses and stuff aside, if it didn't cost anything, if any of us had like the opportunity to just go for free, would any of you would take a ride through space for 20 minutes?
Um, I mean, even if it was free, yeah, probably. But if I had to pay for it, probably not.
Hmm.
No, if I want to do the weightless thing, I can just go take a trip on the Vomit Comet. That's NASA's 707 training plane that they train astronauts on. My dad's gotten to go on the Vomit Comet, which is really cool. So, and all you have to do to get weightlessness is just go to a reasonably high altitude and basically do a big dive into a dip and come back up, and you're weightless for basically the bottom part of the U. Actually causes weightlessness, and they do that over and over and over again for like a couple hours to get used to it. It's a whole, and people usually throw up, so that's why it's called the Vomit Comet. But yeah, I think I would not, if Jay Bates is like, hey Cameron, let's go do space travel, I'm kind of like, that's for someone else. I'd be kind of like, yeah, that's can I talk to you, my colleagues Will and Connor, one of them might be interested in going to space with you, but Cameron will stay on the ground.
Private billionaires making projects. It just gives me like Jeff Bezos is up there in the cockpit with one of them Logitech joysticks. That like the submarine guy with a little $20 Walmart controller.
Right? It's like we have a submarine going to the Titanic, and how do we run it? With a controller from Walmart.
And one that's like at least 3 decades old.
Yeah. Connor, are you into spacefaring? Are you a spacefaring Connor?
I would go to space if I had the opportunity to.
Good.
It'd be
If Jeff
cool.
Bezos ever calls, we're sending you. Because I'm staying
You're
here,
our
so you're going up.
representative.
Well, I mean, God, I don't want to go for Bezos, but
What if Katy Perry will be there?
maybe if like Phineas and Ferb built me a spaceship.
I like the Jimmy Neutron method, and he's like, "Are you sure it's gonna get us there safe?" And he's like 85%. And then there's like a pause, and then they're like, let's do it. Let's take off. Sounds good, brother.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, for I will not live long enough to see this day, but like when I envision space travel, I want it to be Star Trek. I want to be discombobulated by a beam of light, sent to the ship, recombobulated from that light, and then just walk around in normal thing. Yeah, I mean, kind of like this is lovely, like that. So.
You wanna be turned into photons and then turned back into matter.
Yes, exactly, exactly. That as far as that goes, I would definitely if we were at that level of space travel, I would be open to some spacefaring. But given today's technology, I'm good. So
in Dragon Ball Super. This is, I believe, in the Moro arc, so I don't believe they've animated that. But so quick spoilers: Vegeta needs to get to go help Goku, but like he's too far away, and Vegeta doesn't know how to use instant transmission. So he asks, he gets transported to Yardrat, which is where Goku learned the technique. Instant transmission, it's a weird little planet, and so then he finally, like, after like a whole arc of learning how to do the instant transmission, finally he's like, all right, I can sense his energy like a little bit, and then he does it, and then he transmissions pops up next to Goku, and it's like rolled over on the ground like vomiting, like, oh. He's like, I'm never doing that again, Kakarot. He's like,
I didn't read that part. That's great. Oh man.
yeah, and then he's like, yeah, I'll never do that again. I'm gonna learn to do my own thing. That
yeah, that's no. There's been much talk in the Star Trek universe about if when you transport someone, if it's still them or if it's a copy, and so everything
yeah.
has to be a copy, sort of thing. And in TNG, what they fire Gates McFadden, so they have to get rid of Dr. Crusher, and they replaced her with another actress and a new doctor for 2 seasons ish, and she hated using the transport. That was part of her whole thing. Did not use the transporter. She got to the ship on a shuttle, and one time to save her, they have to use the transporter, and it just completely just throws her off, and she's very unhappy about it.
Oh.
And yeah, it's a whole thing. So even in the 24th century, not everybody's on board with the transporter. It's and on any given ship in a battle, it's always the first thing to go out, like first hit. Transporters are out, sort of thing. So, a bit
and
of
then
that
you're
story and
stuck.
plot armor, but yeah.
You imagine if you're on the ground, like, just hold on, I need to stop and go pee or something, and then you get rocked by a Klingon ship, and then you're just stuck on Ding Dong 4 for the rest of your life.
I mean that scenario has happened one time in TOS and several times in TNG. It even happened in DS9. They got stuck on Bajor because of no transportors. So
Yeah, but they always
that
come and
has
pick them up. That's star
yeah
power, baby. If you were on there,
yeah.
if any of us were on, they'd leave our ass.
I mean, there was a whole movie with the Revenge of Khan about getting stuck on a dead planet. So
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Yep.
So
About
it's
time to rewatch that.
yeah. So it's a whole thing. Space travel's hard. So it's but yeah. Anyway, so Connor, did we successfully cover this? Are you ready to move on?
Oh, let's move on, please. No more
Okay.
space.
All right. So, segment number 2. We're we're going in a completely different direction, and we're getting into critiquing rather hilarious modern art. And last night, Will and I put together several entertaining moments. Some of whom we'll remember, some of whom we may not remember. Um, but art can be crazy is the moral of the story. And so if you are one of our audio only listeners and you're listening to this on Apple or whatever have you, I would encourage you to please go visit us on YouTube or Rumble. or the Substack, because the video will be on the Substack, to see some. But you're gonna know some of these because some of them are very famous. You'll seen them before. Some of them you might not have. But yeah, because we're gonna be reacting to these. So let me change to this one. And the first one we have is the infamous Christmas tree in Paris that looks suspiciously like something else, interestingly enough.
I think we sold that at the sex shop when I worked there.
I
Like, that
own
size,
six
too.
I own 6 objects that look shockingly like this. Yeah, obviously this is the infamous butt plug Christmas tree. All you need is a giant to come along, take off their pants, and sit down, and that, yeah. This is something where when you deconstruct an object to just like its basic shape or whatever have you, a lot can be lost. This would have been fixed if the bottom was brown. Like the base. If the base was brown, this wouldn't, I think, look as much like a butt plug as it does all one color.
You know, they better have made sure it was on the ground, because if it was on the tip, that would be even worse.
Just a nice Hershey kiss on top.
The Jolly Green Giant comes in Goatsee's Paris.
Ho, ho, Green Giant.
Green Giant. Oh!
I think the other kind of embarrassing thing is this is an American artist, and someone in Paris,
Of course it is.
at the Place Vendôme, which is a hotel, decided that this was a great Christmas display sort of thing, and I think it's probably the worst thing we've sent to the French, you know.
Remember that green statue you gave us? Hey, we got something for you.
We love this statue. It's so beautiful. It's become an iconic part of America. Meanwhile, America's offering, yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, final thoughts on the Christmas tree situation?
None for me.
Connor, I think we've lost your audio. We've lost your mic.
We've lost your audio, brother. We cannot hear you. You are dead.
Well, he moved a bunch of stuff around, so...
He's... Did you go through a particle accelerator?
No. Still no.
Nope. Shay. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
You still sound good.
You guys can't hear your own audio.
We couldn't hear you.
No, but now you guys aren't getting an echo, are you? From yourselves?
No.
Okay, then we're good.
No.
I was just saying, it looks like they put more effort into making this thing look not like a Christmas tree than a Christmas tree.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Also, when they did the mock-ups for this, how did it not occur to anyone? And again, one 19-year-old would have sorted this. Like,
You know, the 19-year-old intern is sitting there sweating, thinking about whether to say it or not.
right? So some interns being like, "Do I tell them that their new Christmas decoration looks like a butt plug?" Like, it's so crazy. No, and I think they did do, and this was a long time ago, and there was a whole. It has become a classic example of kind of design gone wrong. Because again, if anyone had thought about this for 5 minutes, literally 2 minutes, yeah. Anyway,
Literally.
The next one I found was actually Will's idea. Was the infamous MLK Coretta Scott King statue. The original photo was of them hugging, but the statue again deconstructed that. And so, well, Will, why don't you walk us through this one?
So the original photo is like them. It's like an embrace, and
Yes.
but they've deconstructed it so it is just the arms. But what it appears to be from the person who was not who was too embarrassed to ask what it is at the at the reveal would say this is Martin Luther King and Coretta hugging, but to that person, it looks like a pair of hands, like hoisting a giant, large brown turd snake over its shoulder, and with a pearl bracelet on. And it
Yeah.
didn't. It really looks like it came out of a toilet bowl, and then it's like I had to wait for somebody to explain it to me. I'm like, what is this?
When I first saw it, I didn't understand it at all. I couldn't see the vision at all. When I saw the reference picture, I'm like, oh, I get it now. They
Yeah.
should post that in a small alcove at the bottom, like to help the
Yeah,
viewer, you know, sort of thing.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't understand, and I'm educated and sophisticated and cosmopolitan. It was lost on me, so I'm like, I feel like we need to post up a small little alcove with a sign that explains and shows the original picture, because it doesn't. Yeah. And again, all those approvals, they had to do a mini version in wax, like it took
Yeah.
multiple parts to weld together, and at no point no one said anything, like, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like either people just are too just sweet and innocent, which I know is not true, but
Mm,
just like I don't know. Some of these things, like, how does it not even cross your mind? Do you
yeah.
dismiss it? Like, how does one of these things get past your desk to get the stamp of approval? You know what I mean? Do you like,
I
oh,
wonder that
oh, me and my
sometimes
silly
myself.
ideas and thinking this looks like a turd snake. Obviously, I'm just a silly goose. Nobody will believe me. And it's like,
No, sir. Everyone thinks it looks like a turd snake.
he would be very surprised to learn this.
Yes. And it's like we've actually all been saying it for weeks, just no one's been brave enough to say it out loud. Um So it's I do have a tiny bit of of breaking news that I want to mention for those that haven't heard, and we don't have to get into it. But Charlie Kirk, the conservative political commentator, was shot in the neck in Salt Lake City, Utah this
What?
afternoon. Yes.
Whoa.
He's currently in the
Someone I actually
hospital.
know who you're talking about.
Yes, he's in the hospital right now in critical condition, according to the Associated Press. My phone might have a convulsions from all the people texting me about this right now.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
Wow.
but yes, and there's the video. We're not going to show, but there is video. Because of course it's
Oh,
2025. Of course there's video.
did
But yes,
somebody just
that
come up and shoot him? Or
no,
was it like,
the shot came from a suspect in a building 200 yards away, in the low C building 20 yards away. And the suspect is in custody. The person can't kill
ah,
themselves or get away. So the miscreant has been apprehended.
Oh, that's good at least. And best thoughts to Charlie Kirk, man. Holy shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for anybody out there that
Thanks.
feels some type of way about Charlie Kirk, just take all that away, just as a human being, and
Well,
wish you a speedy recovery
well
and all the
as
best
I
for you.
all yes as I always say about these things, I do not agree with Charlie Kirk on anything at all. And I doubt he and I would ever be in the same room together. But I always say, I even say this to President Trump, I don't want anyone to get shot. I don't want anyone to be hurt or harmed in all of this. It's not that serious. I mean, it is, but it's not that serious. No one, we do, violence is not the answer to these types of problems. Violence is not the pathway forward. You can disagree with someone, but it doesn't have to go in that direction. And I am concerned for the country and society as a whole that this sort of thing keeps happening and keeps marching onward, because it creates a very dangerous society for everyone. You know, I was not a president. I was not a Trump supporter. I did not want him to be shot or killed. I just wanted him to go to a golf course in Florida and stay there. That's fine. And Charlie Kirk can continue to do his show and all this type of thing, sort of thing. But a terrible harm has come, and with a shot in the neck, it could really change his life in many profound ways. There's a lot of stuff to hit up there, and so I don't want him to be hurt. That's a terrible, terrible thing that's happened. And so, but that's just a spot of breaking news that, since we're a live show, I thought I'd mention, because it will seem funny that we didn't talk about it, sort of thing. So,
Mm. No, that's wow. That just happened, like just
maybe
now.
I first heard about it a little after 3.
Mm.
And I was waiting for real confirmation, because all I'd heard was
Gotcha.
rumors. So I was
Gotcha.
waiting for real confirmation, but I wanted to sort of mention it,
Damn.
sort of thing.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah,
Shit.
and I just got the confirmation I wanted, so I thought I would mention it. But yes. So anyway, in a complete sea change, let's look at the terrible Cristiano Ronaldo statue. So here's an excellent side by side. On the right, you'll see the real Cristiano Ronaldo, very famous soccer player or football player in the rest of the world, soccer player in America. And behind him, you will notice the statue. And this is in Spain, by the way.
Okay.
They named the airport after him. And there's the statue.
Oh God.
Yeah.
He looks like he's trying to pinch off a mean one, dude.
Yeah, I'm kind of like did you not get him to sit for a bust or like did you try to freehand this like and
Did he
again,
move?
This existed in clay in multiple forms before it was cast in bronze. Like, did nobody? Yeah.
Ugh, that does not look good.
No, and again, for reference, that's the man, and that's the statue.
The look on the real man is like, hello, yes, I am Ronaldo. And then the look on the guy behind, he's like,
Yeah, that could be that could be almost a meme format. Like the real thing looks great. The not real thing is the picture of the statue. Like we should have gotten that meme format going. Like
how I feel on the inside versus how I look on the outside.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. Like calm, cool, collected. Like yeah.
Inside falling apart.
Indeed. Yeah, even with this one, I was just kind of like, oh no, I'd be insulted. I'd be kind of like, thanks for the airport, but this has got to go. Like we can't be having this. Like
somebody tries to steal it. It's like the golden bust of Shalashashka or whatever, and then
tried to steal that, I'd help them load it in their car. Like that's like, fantastic.
Indiana.
Get it out of here. Like,
go. I'll open the door for you.
Right? Like go. Oh my goodness.
The bust also looks like up to here was like normal, and then like it's all turned sideways.
It kind of starts to fall apart. Yeah, as you get into it, it's like, oh no, what happened? Like, yeah,
his face is shrunk, and like his face is shrunk. His forehead is so tiny, and it's taking up the right side of his head, not even the full like length of his fucking face.
I know. And the thing about it is, like, he's a very good-looking person. His face is fairly symmetrical. Like, I'm like, wow, that, yeah, very, very difficult. The artist's name was Emmanuel Santos, and so, and apparently I've not seen the new version, but there apparently was a redo. And this was eventually removed according to the story here, so
that's good.
What a shame.
So everyone figured out we can't be having this. People are going to see this at an airport. We got to get this out of here, and perhaps Mr. Ronaldo will come sit for a plaster bust of sort of thing, and we'll just do that. That would be easy.
Ugly Ronaldo has to go to the closet.
Right.
He's gonna have a cover thrown over him.
Right. It's like, or you get into a picture of Dorian Gray thing where the statue ages but Ronaldo doesn't. That would be cool. Let me yank that literary reference out my back pocket for you.
Portrait of Ronaldo Cristiano.
Yeah. So, yes. I have a couple more. So we have the infamous Blucifer at the Denver International Airport. I wouldn't say this is necessarily bad. It's quite majestic to drive by, but it scares people quite a lot. This sculpture was made most famous because it fell. You'll notice it stands on two legs. It's supported in concrete. It actually fell and killed the original artist late in the construction.
Whoa.
Um, it was finished by people who worked with him, and the eyes do glow red. And I don't believe they're powered. That's an effect of the light. I don't think that's electric. But it is quite interesting to drive by because this is on Pena Boulevard. You can see the airport, that little wing thing in the background. That's the hotel, the airport. So you're driving on Pena Boulevard and you're like, "Oh, I'm going to get in my lane to go to my airline," and then this guy is like, "Welcome to Denver International Airport," sort of thing. And it's also kind of weird because one, you can see all of its manly bits. And then two, you also get to see it from the other angle as you're leaving the airport to drive into Denver. And DIA is way far from Denver. So it's a 45-minute drive back into town. And so this is the first thing you see when you get there and the last thing you see when you're leaving. So it's not as elegant as the giant blue bear at the convention center. The blue bear at the convention center is cute AF. This is just weird and it freaks people out. Locals, tourists, everybody.
I love it.
No, I think it's great, but I always liked it. I never saw the reaction, but it genuinely frightens people. People posted on Twitter like, "What is going on with the big horse at the Denver airport?" Like,
I can see that.
Yeah, but I mean, people also forget like. This is the plains. It's flat out there. Wild. It's supposed to evoke that Western sense of wild horses and unbridled masculinity and free spirit and all that sort of thing. Like,
yeah,
Spirit
of the West,
Mile High City. Yeah. So, the
only thing that I find odd about this statue is it looks like a horse that was prepping for like a bodybuilding competition and severely dehydrated itself.
Yeah.
It is beefed up.
Yeah.
It is very muscular. It's also very lean. In some of the other photos, you can actually see its ribs. Like if you go down to like this other photo, you actually can like see ribs, which usually indicates neglect and abuse in horses.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm like, what is this?
Like, I grew up on horses. My aunt owns horses. If you can see a horse's rib, that usually means you need to call the vet because they're not eating or you have a malnutrition situation. So, it's, yeah. So, I had fun trying to find the right photo for this last night. That was a lot of...
What's that one, Cam? It's the third on the right below the picture. That with the fireworks behind the statue or something?
That's a electrical storm.
Oh, that looks sick.
Yeah, that's cool.
One of the things I miss about living on the plains is watching storms come off the mountains, skip over Denver, and go out to the plains. It's one of the most gorgeous things. And those go up 15,000, 20,000 feet, and you just get these huge thunder clouds. And so this is looking over the UPS delivery hub. So this is like taken from Pena Boulevard heading into the airport. So this is out towards eastern Colorado and Kansas. The storms are leaving the airport from this angle. That's all UPS back there. So.
That's a really sick photo.
It is.
Absolutely. I could see it being scary, but yeah, cool statue. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, if you're driving to the airport like at night and it's like thunderstorming and everything, and then there's just the blue horse with the red eyes, that definitely does create a bit of a scary scenario. So it's
Takata and Fugue place as soon as you enter.
When one of these days we'll go to Denver and we'll check it out in person.
Denver's the scariest fucking airport to land at. I swear to God.
Why is it scary?
Because it's so windy out there. The last time I flew there, we came down on two wheels.
Mm-hmm.
The pilot hit the 3-wheel motion.
Yeah.
On that shit.
No, there's a lot of. It's entirely open. There's no wind breaks. There's a lot of crosswind out there. If the wind's going the wrong direction.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Found that out.
Yeah. That is legit. It's also, I also tell people, you don't fly into Denver in the late afternoon in the summer because there's always storms, there's always weather delays. Your flight will be delayed. If I'm flying to Denver, I get there during the daytime. Like when I used to fly there from Seattle, my flight was at like 10. I'm like, no, I want to be there by like 1 or 2 o'clock. Like, I am not getting storm delayed. Nope, not happening. So, the last kind of contemporary art mess also comes from Denver. And it is the extension, the 4th extension, to the Denver Art Museum, the Frederick C. Hamilton building. That's the rich fellow who paid for it. A lot of people criticize this because it looks like a crumpled up tissue. It's very angular. I actually remember the day they put up the beams. So this part extends over Bannock Street. This is Bannock Street, and this is Lincoln back here and Broadway over there. And I remember the day they put in the steel beams for the part that hangs out over the road. And we didn't really understand how this building was going to work when they were building it, because it was just kind of a steel frame with all these different angles. We're like, where's the art going to go? Where's the floor space? Like, it didn't make any sense. But a lot of people think this is kind of a modern art abomination, and couldn't you have built something normal sort of thing?
I mean, what do they say? An architect's dream is an engineer's nightmare.
Yes.
I don't think it looks too bad. I think it's kind of like, I mean, they kind of did a little overkill. I don't think you needed to extend it over like 3 streets or whatever. But, I mean, as far as like the new angular designs, that, I mean, it seems that that's the way art and infrastructure is going nowadays. Like, I mean, even you see it in cars. Tesla, Honda has got a new SUV out that's got a lot of edge and lines to it. So, I mean, as far as angular things go, I don't think it looks like a crumpled up tissue. It kind of looks like a happy little snake or something, or it looks like those things that the desert Jawas ride in Star Wars, one of those little tanks.
Yeah, it's actually
Can
really
you
cool.
Can you pull up the other picture, just the first on the left from like the front angle?
Oh, this one?
Yeah. I just wanted to see it from there.
Yeah.
I think it looks cool from the ground, actually.
I think one of the cool things is that portion extends over Bannock. You actually get to drive underneath that, which is kind of cool.
Oh.
Yeah, because that's actually the road you drive on Bannock. Like if you're going west, you drive west on Bannock, and it actually extends out over. You can actually drive underneath it, sort of thing. So, the little bridge wasn't always there. That's new. They added that to get people across the street faster. Because they moved all the restaurants and eating over here. Over here. This is all a restaurant now. So, this is the road. So, to get people from here to here more easily, they put in a little bridge. So, it's... Yeah. But, yeah, you still get to drive underneath it a little bit, which is kind of cool, and look up at it. But yeah, some people think it looks a little funny. The sad thing is the first extension, this 9 floors tall, looks like a medieval castle. It was built in the 80s, and it looks like a medieval castle. Yeah, it's really cool. It looks like a fortress. So, like, you're driving around downtown, and there's, like, a medieval fortress. That's the Denver Art Museum. So...
hear ye, hear ye.
Exactly. Hear ye, hear ye. So, the one, I don't know if I thought I grabbed it. I had the infamous I Love Lucy statue. Did I put the... Oh, I did. Here it is.
Oh, yes. Let's see. I haven't seen this one.
So, this is frightening. Here, let me get myself together here. All right. So, we all know... Oh, ad blocker. Hang on. Oh, my God. No. Okay. So, my ad blocker will not let me... So...
Oh.
We all know what I Love Lucy looks like, right? Lucille Ball, of I Love Lucy fame. This is an artist rendering of Lucille Ball.
Oh, God.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That looks nothing like her at all. The face proportions are wrong. The mouth is wrong. The person this is after has a much larger nose than she did, than this nice kind white lady. Yeah. And the artist says he's willing to refurbish at his own expense because it's so much of a disaster. The internet was not kind to this guy. They roasted him real good for this because most people know what Lucille Ball looks like. We've all seen I Love Lucy, and this is for her doing the Vitamita Vegemin episode, and this ain't it. Like,
No.
So, yeah, it's yeah. So it's that one. The internet did him dirty on that one, but then again, he did Lucy dirty.
He
So
did Lucy very dirty. That just
yeah,
looks. Oh.
modern art is tough. It sometimes ends in disaster, unfortunately. But I do love the language here. It says the sculptor responsible for the quote frightening unquote Lucille Ball statue that's been terrorizing local residents. I love
Oh
that
God.
language. It's terrorizing.
I would be scared.
Yeah, it's quite entertaining. So yeah. Anyway, modern art is a quite difficult thing. So it's I thought we could have some fun with that. And again, if you're watching on audio and you want to see some of the stuff that we looked at, head over to Substack, thelivingjoke.substack.com, and and you can check out all the stuff we saw and why we were cackling about it. So it's a lot of fun. So it's anyway. So for segment number 3, we have a trailer for a new anime. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
This is called Record of Ragnarok 3.
Oh yes, hell yes.
ワルキューレは一連卓章によって全てを捧げる。喜び、愛、誇り、正義、情熱、純真、そして
またとんでもねえ対戦カードが実現した。真の進む先、それすなわち道なりと。
弟の仇を取るのは兄の務め。私が使うのは魔法などではない。科学だ。僕を殺してくれ。醜悪に。
俺様が奴をやる。スパルタの何かけて。
好きなんだろう。俺様のこと。
勝たねば全てが無に帰す。それがこのラグナロク。
世は負けられぬのだ。あやつたちの兄として。さあ、人類を共に行こう。未来へ。
人類を存続させるために。
Hell yes.
Yeah, dude.
So glad we finally have a expected date, December.
Yeah.
Yo, Nikola Tesla versus Beelzebub looks pretty sick.
Yeah.
It does.
So thoughts on the we have watched this is a show we watch. And I think we're caught up, aren't we? Almost.
Yeah, no, we are caught up because you and I had watched a little bit before Connor came down, and then we caught Connor up with everything. I'm pretty sure, right? Okay, yeah, so we're all caught up to season 2 of the anime.
Yeah, so we're ready. We're ready for this in December. So
absolutely,
it's the final showdown.
I don't know who's going to be the next fight. I'm hoping that it's Hades versus on the god's side. I don't know who the humans are, but it's going to be a good match regardless. They're the first 2 seasons. You know, it's fun. It's action packed. It's silly. It's the power of friendship. It's just like an overall, like, you just put it on, anybody could watch it and enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. And I think the writing's fun, except for the little nerd Valkyrie that nobody likes, Exposition Queen.
Right.
Goal or whatever her name is.
But what does that mean?
what does that mean, sis? Even though they just explained it, like,
What
and then
is it going to do now? Like,
let me explain it word by word, you blithering idiot.
yeah.
Like, Brunhilde's awesome. I feel bad. I hope that Gon gets to be like either the next sacrifice and dies, or so we don't have to listen to her anymore.
Right.
But if I have a sneaking suspicion, it's going to be one of those things like Brunhilde dies and is like, "You're the last one, Gon. You have to save the world now."
Right. Like,
And of course,
but
we'll be
how am I
stuck with
gonna
her
do
till the
that?
end.
Right.
Yeah.
But how am I gonna do that? Which would I choose? Like,
Who am I going to ask?
yeah, it's
I still hope we get to see Odin have a battle.
Yeah,
Really cool.
I think
he's
given that they
yeah.
teed up the Beelzebub thing at the end of the last season. I think we're probably gonna start there because that was
That would be
heavily
sick.
teased at the end of 2. So my guess is we're starting there. But
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, hell excited. Oh, and Cam, I don't know if you've gotten the confirmation. I just did, and I saw it on CNN. It is supposedly been confirmed that Charlie Kirk has passed away.
I was waiting for us to finish talking about this before I mentioned it because I just got it from AP.
Oh, we literally, it just popped up too.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to steal your thunder.
No, I was gonna mention it it's 5 o'clock and it's about time for us to be done anyway. So I was gonna mention it on our way out. So it's good. Yeah, no, that's fine.
We do a quick moment of silence for Charlie Kirk.
Sure.
Rest in peace, Charlie.
A colleague of mine in the news and politics space. So, yeah.
Very tragic, and it's such a shame for your fam and everybody there that had to witness it. It's a awful, awful thing, and we got to stop. Whatever it is, just people got to stop.
One of the things I mentioned in January on the Cameron Journal News Hour is I said we were entering what it was called the time of lead. It references a time in Italy in the 1970s when there was a series of shootings and bombings, usually politically motivated.
Sorry. There was just dinging. My bad.
Yeah.
Oh, that was me. Sorry.
Political assassinations and bombings and all this type of thing, and it was called the time of lead in Italy. And in January, I told everyone, based upon what I was seeing, I felt like we were going into a similar time, and I feel like this is another unfortunate entry into that whole thing. And like I said, was not a huge fan of Charlie Kirk. I agree with him on absolutely nothing, but he did not deserve to die for any of his views.
Still a human being, yeah.
Still a human being with a family. And the reality is when you're in a situation where you're attacking journalists, commentators, all that type of thing, that's a huge marker of political breakdown. Like, that's a big red flag. Big red flag. It's not a good thing. It just is not a good thing. And so this is a quite tragic day, and we'll be writing about this in the Cameron Journal newsletter on Saturday. So yeah. So it's a sad note to the show today, but let me put us back in the 3-way. I do have a recording at 5:30. So I have changed the schedule so people can't book right after the show. I did fix that. There is a half-hour break for us to go over, but this is a good point to stop. So I want to thank everyone for watching the Living Joke podcast. You can find all of our links at thelivingjoke.substack.com, and make sure to follow us on Instagram. Any final last thoughts and goodbyes, Guy, before we go?
I would just like to say, stay safe out there. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us for an hour. Hope you got some laughs, and apologies it ended on a somber note. It was very sudden for us too, but just be safe out there and treat everybody kindly. Be kind to yourself too.
Cherish your loved ones.
A very apropos end for today's show. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for listening to the Living Joke podcast. We'll see you next week. Every Wednesdays at 4 p.m. We'll see you next week now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.